I need to take a breathe.
Frozen Empire has been absolutely review bombed into oblivion by critics. Now I say review bombed because they didn't like Afterlife either. So
They did not. No.
I just thought this was worth. I thought this was worth taking a look at because I covered this earlier in the week. What was yesterday? I think when they started to release their reviews, and they're incredibly negative, but like needlessly so. It's like, oh, it's a bit like the cartoon. It's like, yeah, that's good. The cartoon was good. People like the cartoon. I mean, it might not be good. FYI, I don't know. I hope it's good. But a lot of the people that didn't like this didn't like Afterlife either. So I thought it was worth covering. Thoughts on this initially before we take a look at some of the reviews?
Well, my first thought is that it's going to be the thing right now is you can't just look at the Rotten Tomato score. You actually have to read the reviews because you can't trust them. Because, like, for instance, for something like the Rings of Power or even the Three-Body Problem, reviews will be listed as positive, but read as quite negative. Whereas for something like this, if you read the details of the review and they list all of the things that they don't like, sometimes you'll find that the things that they don't like are the exact same things that you, as a viewer or a fan, do like, which is something you have to be on the lookout for. Like, for instance, all the stuff that most critics disliked about the previous Ghostbusters movie, Afterlife, was the exact same things that the fans loved about it.
Yep.
It really came down to how dare this movie go and wipe out the 2016 female-centric reboot from continuity. We hate this. It goes back to the original. It celebrates nostalgia that you needed to have moved on from. We don't like this negative review. That was really the gist of the negative reviews last time out. I haven't read the reviews of this one, but
Well, look at this one straight away. This
Yeah.
is worse than anything that has come before it. Really? You guys liked Ghostbusters 2016, mate?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
that's an endorsement.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's why you have to read it. You have to read it to see where is the reviewer coming from. I mean, there's a reason. I don't often review movies, but whenever I do, I always start with, here's where I'm coming from. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. These were my expectations going in. Now, when you know that, let's get into my review. That's honestly what all of these reviewers need to say. What's my bias on this thing right here? Because that's going to color my perception. And you really need to know my bias going in to appreciate the review. That's why you have to read the review, because you have to kind of like deduce the bias any reviewer has going in before, so that you can appreciate the review.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, this woman here who gave a positive review, Rebecca Murray, who says, seeing the OG Ghostbusters team strapping on the front of the box was a hoot, but this latest installment in the franchise made some odd plot choices. Well, it would be nice with some further elaboration on what was odd about them. What did you feel didn't work?
I mean, we don't have time to look at the whole review to take a look. Here's another positive one, for instance. So, a significant upgrade from Afterlife, which relocated the action to Oklahoma and forgot to pack any comedy. Frozen Empire, back, thankfully, in New York, is a breezier, more serviceable sequel that has a modest charm as an 80s tinged family adventure. So that's interesting, because this person talks about the comedy, right? That the last one forgot the comedy. But then there's someone up here that's like, oh, they're just hoping for laughs and chills. They're just trying to, make gags and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And to me, that tells me there's some bias here that people maybe should have declared. Tells me that some people were intent on disliking it Maybe because they're still sour about Ghostbusters 2016, because that movie was special. Ghostbusters 2016 was a movie that so many in Hollywood and the surrounding entertainment media complex pinned their entire being and ideology onto. It became caught up in the culture wars and the election. That movie, it was more than a movie. It became a political act to see it. Because if you didn't see it, you were an evil, horrible, misogynistic Trump supporter. That was the narrative. And to many people in Hollywood that bought into that, and too many did, that is something that still is there. Ghostbusters
Yeah.
2016, that is the good Democrats, whereas everything that isn't that, i.e., the original, that's Trump. I mean, even Leslie Jones, she said it explicit that going back to the original franchise and just pretending that they didn't happen, that's like something that Trump would do. And I guarantee you, that is, she said that literally, those
Yeah,
words.
she did.
And I guarantee
Outrageous.
you that that is something that many of these reviewers still feel, and they have that with them. And that is the bias that they honestly needed to declare. So I don't think the movie is going to be a super duper classic in its own right, but I do not think it's going to be as bad as some of these reviews would have you believe.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I mean, look, I thought Afterlife was all right, to be fair. I had a pretty good time with it. So thought it was a bit, just a bit of fun. I'm quite looking forward to this. I personally think this will be reasonably good fun. But we'll see. I mean, it's out tomorrow for me in the UK, so I'll be doing my review tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. Tomorrow evening, unfortunately.
Yeah. Closing thoughts on that, I guess, guys? Is that about it, really? Not much else to say, is there?
I'm looking forward to it. I don't really care what the critics say. I liked Afterlife as well. And I'm expecting this one to be better than Afterlife for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, we got William Fleming super chat at $1 says a fun Ghostbusters premise that should have happened in the 90s is Venkman starts a Ghostbusting franchise across America. Venkman slashes budgets, Ghostbusters the union strikes, chaos ensues because of Venkman's buffoonery.
See, that's how they could have done the reboots. Just to follow different new teams that are just licensees under under Venkman. Have him be the boss man who's ruling over them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite like that.